Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brad, and today I just want to talk a little bit about life and business, and the way that you live your life is actually a direct reflection of the way that your business is showing up. So the amount of money that you're making right now is actually a direct reflection of the way that you're living your life. It's a reflection of the standards in which you hold yourself to. So if you hold yourself to low financial hygiene standards, like you just don't necessarily care about how much money you're making per month, you have those standards. That is the standard which you hold yourself to, and the amount of money that you expect of yourself to make every month. So if you're making $2,000 a month, that's your standard of how much you expect yourself to make that month. If you wanted to make $10,000 and there was a gun to your head, you'd find a way to make $10,000. Business and life, like the way that you conduct your life day to day, is direct reflection of the status of your business. And everybody in the world is in business for themselves. I think people think that only entrepreneurs are truly in business for themselves because they are completely on the line for revenue and their own profits and paying their own bills and helping their people and taking care of payroll and taking care of advertising and all the different elements of business. But actually, everyone is in business for themselves. Completely every single person, even if they have a job, is still in business for themselves, especially today. You cannot rely on the government. You cannot rely on your job to keep you on board for years to come. The only way for you to succeed long term and actually be happy in your life is to really take on ownership of your financial situation and understand that you're in business for yourself. So like if you have a job, it's up to you to be thinking about how you're going to increase your income rapidly and negotiate and find other positions that you can, apply to, other skills you can pick up. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is it is honestly not for everybody, man. It is so, you have to be kind of fucking out of your mind. You become out of your mind. In entrepreneurship, it's like this. This is being an entrepreneur. You ready? It's the best analogy I can give you. It's like jumping off a cliff jumping off a cliff with the materials to build a parachute, and then building that parachute before you hit the ground. And then you just keep doing that. You keep jumping off cliffs, you keep building the parachute on the way down. Most people, though, who do entrepreneurship, it's sort of like they never make that jump. I really don't think they ever truly commit and make that jump. I think most people, when they say 9 out of 10 businesses fail, what I think they mean is that they just don't try, man. It's not life or death for these people, so they don't really actually try. It's kind of like a hobby for them. Business, I guess I always took it pretty seriously. For me, I knew that working for somebody and having somebody tell me what to do, I guess my experiences in corporate America were so bad in school. I hated school so fucking much. I rebelled so hard against school that I was like, I have to do my own thing. I can't be sitting in a cubicle all fucking day doing the same fucking task year after year. I just can't do it. I can't do it. And there's no creativity. You have an idea of how to improve things in a corporate system. That's just not going to happen. You can't make quick changes. You can't go to the boss and be like, hey, we could do this better. They're not going to, go to your manager rather. Your manager doesn't even have the ability to do that. So you got to go through all this bureaucracy. And I was like, fuck this shit. This is stupid. I want to do my own thing. School, I would be sitting there listening to teachers and be like, these people are not even making money. These people are talking about other people that are making significant change in the world. They're not people that I would follow. They're people that are talking about other people that other people follow. So I was always thinking this to myself in school, and I'm like, you know what, dude, fuck these people. And I would just leave class. I would just leave. I just wouldn't go to class. My senior year of high school, I literally had the lowest GPA of anybody in the school. I had a 0.1 GPA one semester of my senior year in high school because I just felt like, this is bullshit. Why am I listening to these fucking people? I want to go out and try shit and figure it out on my own. So I really decided that I was going to live this way from a very young age. And that's kind of the mentality you have to have, is that you're going to figure it out no matter what, and you have to take risks. You have to, if you want to do this, and this is the difference. Like, you don't have to do this. Like, if you want to make a lot of money, you can do that. You can make a lot of money and have free time and be, successful and have security by getting a job and negotiating for higher salary and, playing your cards right and learning how to game the system and, being a better salesman, being a better influencer, being more valuable than anybody else to your company, and then networking. And there's a lot of stuff you can do. You don't have to be an entrepreneur, but you still have to understand that you are in business for yourself still. Even if you don't run your own company, you're still in business for yourself. You're responsible for your own financial well-being. And I think most people don't know that. They have no idea. They just think, oh, well, I'll just stay at this job and then something will happen. Something's going to happen, but it's not in your control unless you define what it is that you want to work towards. Everybody just has this very vague wish of what they want. They're like, I want some more money, but nothing's going to happen unless you define how much money you want and by when and how you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you make more money, is you say, I want this amount by this date, and here's how I'm going to do it. Because there's an answer to it. Like, there's a way to make that money in that period of time. It's just up to you to decide, this is what I want, this is when I want it by, and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try. And then, you'll probably fuck it up. Like, in the beginning, there's a lot more variables that you're not even aware of. And that's sort of where the life part of business comes in. And I think people really don't understand. Like, people don't get that, business is a reflection of the way that you're living your life. And if, for instance, you're undisciplined, you don't take risks, you are unwilling, you don't have sales, like, you don't get on the phone and break through fear consistently, you don't do the things that are necessary every single day with discipline and sacrifice, then you're not going to have results. And I think that's what most people do, is they kind of treat business like a hobby. Or maybe they have discipline for a while and then they lose it because they don't realize it was the discipline and the momentum that actually created the success in their business, which is what it is. Business is created by momentum and discipline, doing the things, doing the right things again and again and iterating until you find a way. And that's business. That's how it works. It's the same thing, by the way, in dating. Same exact thing. It's like you keep going until you find something that works, and then you keep going. You keep doing that, and then success begets more success. That's business. So most people just don't even realize that. You look at businesses that win for a while, and then they die. Why did that happen? I had that shit happen to me big time. Big fucking time. This last year was a fucking nightmare, dude. I had to completely retool and figure out everything I had to do differently, and I did, and I fucking did. And it was a nightmare. It was like horrible. It was just so much uncertainty and pain. And I'll tell you exactly what I did to win. And I'll literally tell you guys exactly the formula that I did to win. And I'll tell you right now, here's the big breakthrough. The big breakthrough is this. Your business and your money is a direct byproduct of the amount of time, energy, and focus that you put on that business. The time that you spend on other things is not going to yield any more money. What's going to yield more money is putting attention on the things that get money, like developing something of value, and making that better and better and better and better, and improving your skills so you can better serve people, and making that product as good as it possibly fucking can. Just keep going, never stopping that process of developing that product. And that product is you and what you know and how you can articulate it, and then putting it in a format that people want, people can get results with. That's value. Then from there, you also have to understand how to market it, right? Peter Drucker says this. Business is two things: innovation and marketing. Innovation is what I just talked about. It's offering more value to the customer than anybody else is giving, and finding a way to add that value every single day, putting the focus on it. That's the most important thing, And we live in a world today where entrepreneurs, and this actually was a big problem of mine over the last year where I was doing this, is where in the last year I was focused on writing 2 books and reading a lot of books, and nothing wrong with those things. They definitely improved my skill set. I don't regret it. But in terms of growing the business and stuff that moves the needle forward, it comes from focusing on what your customer needs and what they actually will help them get results. Like my main business right now is helping guys increase their dating life. Some guys just broke up with their ex-girlfriends. Some guys have approach anxiety. Some guys, they have a lot of trauma from their parents or society, and they're totally lost in respect to women, and they're in a lot of pain. So my job is to figure out, okay, how can I help these guys, give them as much of what they want in the shortest time possible? How the fuck do you do that? That's a question that I ask myself all the time. And I'm always learning, and I'm always trying to understand how I can offer more value. And the more that I do that, the better my business does. Because that's the core of the business. That's what your business does. Your business is transforming people from where they are now to where they want to go. That's the core of business. So if you can figure out a bridge or a vehicle or a platform to get people there faster, more efficiently, more clarity, that's your fucking business. That's what it is. Okay? It doesn't matter what it is. It could be, you're helping dentists, you're helping chiropractors, you're helping coaches get more clients, you're helping people improve their health, you're helping people improve their relationships. Whatever it is, it's going from where they are now to where they want to go. And you have to bridge that fucking gap as efficiently as possible. That's your product. And the second step is marketing it. How are you going to get this great product to people so that you can begin to generate money? And then the third thing is sales. If you don't, basically you got to close these people. You got to be able to take money from people. You got to be able to show them that what you're offering is the right thing for them to do, because they're in pain. These people are in significant pain. For instance, in dating, guys come to me and they're like, dude, I've been going out and trying this pickup thing. It's so fucking frustrating. I can't fucking stand this. I don't know what I'm missing. Just tell me what I'm fucking missing. I'd be like, I got you, man. I've been working my ass off for the past 5 years to figure out how I can help you get to where you want to go as fast as possible. I've been doing that for clients and getting better and better and better in it, so I can tell you exactly what to fucking do. This is totally worth it. And then I take payment, and I do the same thing in my marketing business. I've been doing the same thing in my different businesses, and you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to close people. If you can't close, you don't have business. If you can't market it, you don't have business. If you can't innovate, you'll have if you have something that works, this is the key. Some people will stumble into business because they found something that works now. They found something that people are buying right now, but they stop the research and development. They stop the growth. They stop the innovation on their product, and guess what happens? Their business fucking dies because of market cycles, because products come along, dude. It's not going to take long for a competitor to copy you. When you're winning and you're selling and you're making a lot of money, people are looking at what you're doing and they're like, I could do that shit. And then some guy's going to come up behind you and steal your shit. So you have to make it a discipline. It's not another thing too that I realized is passion and fire is great. Passion, having that fire to get up every day and be like, no, I'm going to fucking do this. That's necessary. I don't care what anybody says. That's completely necessary. Most people that I coach that say they want to do stuff, they don't have any passion. They just fucking don't have any passion, and they don't get themselves fired up enough to start. So you have to be able to be fired up enough to start, and then once you start, then it's about discipline. Then it's just about every single day, I'm going to the computer, I'm doing my to-do list, and I'm staying in front of there for 13, 14 hours a day, and I'm going to make it happen, And by just spending that amount of time, that's what really, most people don't do that, I remember actually one of the best lessons that I've ever learned from my dad, and also one guy that I worked with at Strategic Point. I was the director of marketing there. That guy Guy's a beast, man. That guy would get in the office 5 in the morning, and he'd work his fucking ass off from 5 in the morning till like 7 at night. Intense work, like intense, focused work. It was fucking crazy, dude. And that's why that guy, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Because he gets in fucking super early. He does intense, focused work all fucking day. No breaks. I don't think I've ever seen that guy take a break. And that's what makes him a leader, and that's what makes him make a shitload of money. He's very aggressive, very fucking aggressive. In some ways I don't even necessarily agree with, but, I certainly have a shitload of respect for what he does. And I'll tell you that once I started to incorporate more of that focus in my own life, that's when things improved. And another thought that I'm having right now, as I'm thinking about this guy, is like, when I was working with him, I used to think that he was too intense. He was too aggressive. And I've seen, even my own father, like I would see this too, and like very aggressive, very aggressive. And I was thinking to myself, like, this guy is super aggressive, and it's completely unnecessary. And also, he's so aggressive on small things that he misses the boat on big things. But then again, my MO is to be very nice. And I would say I lean a bit too much on that nice side, and I've made less money because of it, for sure. Like, I've absolutely sacrificed making as much money and having as much success as I could have, as if I was more fucking brutally aggressive. So for me, one of my goals is to be more brutally aggressive in the future. But then also, I don't want to necessarily lose that niceness, because what happens when you lose that niceness is you begin to burn a lot of bridges. And, the times where I've not been nice to people, I've been super aggressive to them because they haven't been, like I just wanted to get my way or something like that. I've actually regretted it. So, it's a tough call. It's a tough call. I think, I've seen the patterns in enough business people to see that, like, you have to be pretty aggressive in things, and you have to be, willing to butt heads with people and put some people down, for sure, that, need to be put down, and that's just the way that it is, I guess. And my nature is not really do that. This would be more like win-win, so sort of a thing there. But again, so this comes back to the way that you live your life. So the way you live your life is like a direct reflection of the amount of money that you're making, the direct reflection of the amount of impact that you're making, and what you're leaving behind when you die. And to me, that's kind of what business is all about, is that, my business is my legacy. It's what I'm going to leave behind. I have a daughter. She'll be here. And my business will be here. These videos, these things that I've put out on the internet, and the books that I'll publish, and the content that I've written, and I want to do more of that so that I move this planet in a good direction. Like, I want to leave a massive fucking impact on this world so that it actually is a better place after I'm gone, because we're all going to die. We live in these like meat bodies where, we're going to pass on, but at the end of our lives, we're going to want to have made an impact. We're going to want to have actually helped people. We're going to want to have helped our family, not been a burden on them, which is so many people. Most people are fucking burden on society. They need the government's help. They need their family's help. There's usually like one breadwinner of the family. They need their family's help, and then they definitely don't have employees they have to take care of, and it's like they never really help people in a real way. They might be nice to people, I guess, but nice doesn't pay the fucking bills, So having a business is one of those things that actually helps people. You're able to donate to charity. You're able to help people, feed people. You look at Tony Robbins, what that fucking guy's doing is crazy. He's got like 3-4 charity organizations, making a huge impact on, actually helping people in real dire straits. Like, I help guys who live in America, more or less, or in other like first world countries, who have a dating problem. But that guy is actually helping like sex trafficked girls, boys and girls under the age of 10 years old that have been abducted. So it's like, that guy is really amazing. That guy actually is making a real impact. So if you want to do something like that, like I do, the bottom line is that you have to actually really, really go for it. You have to really make money. You have to generate a real business that actually makes a shitload of money. If you want to actually help people, you want to actually have a team that you can support that is a good fucking team, that's a team that helps the business. And this is another thing too, another side tangent here is that, if I have any advice for newer guys, it would be, be very, very selective with who you hire. I would also say that partnership is something that is, you have to really, 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 really be careful with partnership, because partnership, what that is, you're basically saying when you need a partner is that you don't have faith in your own abilities to step up and run the business. And I would say most of you can do this. You can do this. You don't need a partner. Anything that you need a partner for, so-called, is something that you can basically do yourself. Like if you need funding, go find somebody for funding. Go find a loan. If you need somebody to help you with a specific task in the business, go find somebody to do that specific task in the business. Partnership is something you really have to be careful with, because if you're an entrepreneur, it's a very rare trait, dude. It's a very fucking rare trait. It's a very fucking rare trait. If you have a partner, make sure that I'll give you some guidelines for partnership that I think are important. If he's a partner of yours, he can't have a job. He can't have millions of dollars in the bank either. He's got to be somebody that is in this with you, is skin in the game. And he's not just going to be somebody that just throws money at the business either, like a board of investors, whatever. It's so crazy that businesses do that, dude. It's so fucking crazy that businesses have people who literally give them money before they've sold a product, before they have proof of concept, before they have established what marketing channels actually work, before they actually proven that they can close. They have people give them $1 million. That removes all the incentive for them to learn any of that shit, because then you have $1 million worth of fucking, cushion to just play around with. Entrepreneurship is driven, like I said, you jump off a cliff and build a fucking thing on the way down. That's the way it's done. That's the way it's always been done. If you read about any great entrepreneurs, they've been forged in that fire. They understand what that's like to have your back against the wall, literally. If you've never been in a position where you either sell your shit or you fucking are homeless or whatever, then you haven't really fucking been through it. You don't really understand what it's about. And you don't have to do that. You could be disciplined, focused, get things done, and just get it done the right way. But most entrepreneurs, you need to have that. There needs to be something driving you. There needs to be something that is making you afraid so that you can actually make this shit happen. There's no other way. There's really no other way. I mean, if you don't have that drive, that is why 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Each and every one of you could figure out how to do business. Business is not fucking neuroscience, dude. It is not the most complex form of mathematics. It is actually something that each and every one of you could do for the most part. It really is a game of emotion. It is a game of making yourself do the things that are very hard to do. And I've actually said this for a fucking long time. This is the truth. And also, since you're watching this, this is dual casted. This is also on my dating company, Lux Life. This is the same thing in game. It's like the things that are hard are like a protection, a moat around your business. Because most people are unwilling to do the hard things. The reason you know me and I don't know, some random competitor is because I put my face out there. I make videos. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to speak. I'm willing to actually put my thoughts on the line and be vulnerable and tell you exactly what I'm thinking, because I know that's actually valuable for people. People want to hear what other people actually think with no fucking filter. So I was willing to do that. my competition is not really willing to do that as much in many different industries, especially in the corporate industries. There's no fucking way they'd be willing to do that. I was willing to not get a degree. I was willing to, sacrifice a lot in order to actually make this work. I was willing to sit in this room for 14 hours a day to do this stuff and put myself through trainings and read books and not just go hang out like I want to, not do a lot of the things that I want to do, and then I built it into a habit. And the harder the thing is, the better gap it is for you to actually succeed, because most people just don't do shit, and then you play on a higher level where you're now competing against other guys that are actually pretty good. Now you got to be great. And now you're playing against people that are fucking great. Like, oh shit, these guys are fucking good, but you have to win, so you beat them. So it's a constant stepping up of doing more and doing harder things, doing things that are scarier, and doing things that other people can't do, and finding that advantage. And that advantage, by the way, is focus. That's the number one advantage in business. If you can focus on one fucking thing and just sit in a computer and just fucking do this one thing for years, that's how you win. Because who's willing to do that these days? Everyone wants a fast solution. Everyone thinks that their Facebook chatbot's going to do it, or their funnel's going to do it, or Facebook ads is going to do it, or their course is going to do it, or this is going to do it. It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. What's going to do it is consistent daily action that makes you 0.001 better each and every day, and then it compounds. That's what does it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm going to get more into granular stuff in the future, but honestly, business is 90% psychology, 90% what you're willing to do, what you're thinking about, understanding other people's psychology, and just getting yourself, the biggest thing is just get yourself to execute, man. Get yourself to do shit that other people are unwilling to fucking do. I'm going to make a podcast after this about advertising. It's insane how much you can dominate an industry if you just spend money on ads. Most business people will live in a really nice apartment like this, and they'll spend thousands of dollars a month, and then they'll get a fancy car, and then they'll get a fucking Rolex, and I've done this shit before too. But then they won't advertise, and they won't put money into their business. They won't invest back into the business. The very thing that produced the reward of money for you in the first place, you're not even going to fucking invest in it. You'd rather go on vacation, right, with your fucking girlfriend. You'd rather spend this money on a fucking Rolex or a fancy apartment to look rich, but you won't invest in your business. I mean, dude, there are so many businesses out there, but such a few percentage advertise. Put your money into ads. Master the art of advertising. Master the art of marketing, aka advertising. Master that. Create your message. Stand behind your message. Deliver on that message. And put it out there and put money into it, and you're going to succeed. That's it. That's the way that I think about it, and that's what I'm banking on. And and read books and study and learn from the best people. Study from people that are doing it, people that actually are making this happen for themselves, and not just talking about it, and not just looking rich, and not just one-hit wonders that and again, I don't have hate for one-hit wonder guys, and I honestly don't even have hate for guys that pretend to be rich and want to act like they're rich but don't really have anything. I'm not even that mad at them, because at least they're doing something. At least they're taking action. At least they're trying something. They're doing the wrong things, but they're at least trying. And the thing that drives me crazy is the people that just don't try. And you'll see this too when you run a business. I mean, it is the most depressing thing when you spend all this time making something for somebody really great, and you know it's going to help them. It's going to make a huge fucking difference in the quality of their life, but then they just don't do it. And it's like they quit, and that's the worst thing. But there's a lot of people that you can help. So those people who don't try, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I'm going to be putting out a lot more business content because, I love business. In other words, I love delivering value to you guys. I love increasing the quality of your life. That's what I'm here for. And then the money comes in return of that because, you guys want to take my training programs or you want to, buy my products, you want to spend more time with me, you want to invest in me and you invest in yourself. That's fucking awesome. That's the reward I get for putting out a lot of value to you. And, I love that shit. So thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to subscribe. And if you're interested in doing some training with me or taking a program with me or whatever, just send me an email down below and I'll be more than happy to serve you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.